The top 10% pay 72% of all federal income taxes, and the bottom half, 3%. The Democratic Socialists talk about socialism like we don't already have a lot. Social Security, unemployment, Medicare, nutritional assistance, Medicaid, Obamacare, disability, housing subsidies. Again, not against it. Just the same question. How can you be soaking the rich and failing the poor so badly? On the horizon for 2028 in the Democratic primary.
Right now?
Yeah.
Bernie and AOC?
No.
They got the biggest crowds.
That doesn't matter.
It won't sustain itself, but right now they have no leader. Okay? But this is the thing the Republican Party has to understand, too. Both parties lost in the last election. Trump won, okay? And I don't know if that's going to transfer. We should have won 4 more seats in the Senate. If you looked at the last 70 races for the Senate, 69 fall exactly the way.
I think it's Moore versus Youngkin. That's where I see it.
Youngkin would be.
Youngkin
it's going to go back to
MAGA adjacent, and then Vance and Jr. will fight it out for that crowd.
AOC and Bernie, and who's at the top of the ticket?
They're going to lead right now.
Who's at the top of that ticket, Kevin? Because if it's not Bernie, he's going to be vice president and wait his turn?
No, it would be. Bernie's been running each time. I'm just saying who's in the lead right now. I don't think that's how it ends up.
But big crowds don't necessarily mean who's the right candidate.
Bill Maher is now going after AOC. And honestly, nobody really expected this twist. They are both known as liberals, so people thought Maher would stay calm and friendly. But instead, the experienced and sharp-tongued Maher is not holding back at all. He says AOC's democratic socialist ideas could push the Democratic Party away from normal, everyday voters. His criticism is very strong, and some people are even calling it a brutal takedown. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because things are about to get interesting.
Every month I see a new poll reporting how much Latinos despise the woke term Latinx. It's about as popular with them as a reboot of Speedy Gonzales. Even the country's oldest Latino civil rights group came out against it, yet AOC keeps defending it, saying gender is fluid. Language is fluid. Yes, and Latino voters are fluid. And more of them now than ever are identifying as Republican.
Maher says that AOC's stubborn attitude might be pushing away one of the most important voter groups for Democrats, which is the Latino community. This group has always been a very important part of the Democratic Party's support base. But now, Latino voters are slowly starting to move more toward the right side. And Maher thinks AOC's way of talking is making this problem worse. One big issue is the term Latinx. Many people in the Latino community clearly rejected this label. There were polls, protests, and strong reactions from people saying they do not like it at all. But instead of changing her approach, AOC continued strongly in the same direction. Maher thinks this was a big mistake and shows a lack of awareness. He believes it is like ignoring the very people you are trying to support. In his view, this is not just bad image or bad PR, but a serious political mistake. If you refuse to listen to your own supporters, you should not be surprised when they stop supporting you.
James Carville knew how to win, and he blamed the Democratic losses this November 2nd on stupid wokeness. To which AOC fired back that wokeness is a term almost exclusively used by older people these days. So that should tell you all you need to know. What? This is a term folks like you brought out very recently and had been proudly displaying at every march since. Just last year, The Guardian declared woke the word of our era. I guess they didn't get the memo from the Mean Girls Club. We don't use that emoji anymore. Woke, please. We say fetch now. What a great strategy, never missing an opportunity to remind voters how lame and clueless and hopelessly uncool they are.
Maher's next criticism goes even deeper. He says AOC's refusal to admit that woke politics hurt the Democratic Party is a huge strategic error. Then comes James Carville, a very famous political strategist who helped Bill Clinton win elections. Carville openly said after the 2024 election that woke politics played a big role in the Democrats' loss. He explained this clearly based on many years of political experience. But AOC did not agree with him. Instead of seriously discussing his point, she pushed back and said wokeness is just an old-fashioned word, as if changing the name fixes the problem. Maher thinks this kind of response is not convincing at all. In fact, he believes it shows denial. He says if a party refuses to understand what is going wrong, it will keep losing again and again.
But okay, fine. What word would you like us to use for the plainly insane excesses of the left that are not liberalism, but something completely different? Because you can't have that word liberal from us and think it should cover things like canceling Lincoln and teaching third graders their oppressors. That's all your new thing. A more pertinent question to ask about the word woke might be, why in such a short time has it gone from a rallying cry to a pejorative? If the word only made you think of rational, deserved causes like teaching a less whitewashed version of American history, AOC would still want to own it. But it's a joke because it makes you think of people who wake up offended and take orders from Twitter.
Maher also talks more about the word woke and explains his view very clearly. He says it is not just a right-wing insult or a meaningless buzzword. In his opinion, it actually describes certain extreme ideas that have pulled the far left into unpopular directions. He makes a clear difference here. He says real liberalism is not the same thing. Traditional liberalism is based on ideas like civil rights, free speech, and fairness in society. But what he is talking about is something different. He describes it as a strict and complicated way of thinking that focuses too much on political correctness and ideological purity. AOC may try to change the meaning or reject the label, but Maher is not convinced. He says no matter what people call it, the problem is still there. And changing words does not change reality.
But here's the truth. You're not going to get health care to these people by threatening to tax and eat the rich. You raise billionaires' taxes, they just leave the state. Or they leave the country. Or in some cases, the planet. I kid, Elon, but he had a good idea recently that might be apropos here. During the recent government shutdown, he volunteered to pay all the TSA workers himself, with couch money. That's how super rich our super rich are. They can single-handedly fund entire government programs. Okay, so let's make that a thing. The Adopt a Cause challenge for billionaires.
One of AOC's most popular ideas is raising taxes on rich people to fund social programs. On the surface, this sounds fair to many people. A society helping its poor is not a strange idea. But Maher says her version of this idea ignores real economic problems. He says the wealthy in America already pay a very large amount of taxes, even if that is not always talked about. If taxes are increased even more, he warns that rich people and businesses may start leaving certain states or even the country. This is already happening in places like California and New York, where some wealthy people are moving to places with lower taxes. Maher says if this continues, money and jobs could slowly move away, hurting the economy instead of helping it.
So I may be looking for new representation. President Biden wants to cancel hundreds of billions of dollars in student debt. Okay, but the poorer 2/3 of American kids who don't get a college degree are going to say, why should the people who didn't go to college and make less money subsidize the people who did go and make more? You want me to chip in so some liberal arts college can build a bigger rock wall?
AOC is also well known for supporting student loan cancellation as part of her political beliefs. She strongly supports it and speaks about it with confidence and passion. But Maher points out a problem that many people do not think about. He says student debt does not just disappear. It has to be paid by someone. In the end, taxpayers cover the cost. This includes many people who never went to college at all. Some went straight to work, learned skills, or simply could not afford higher education. Maher says this creates a fairness issue. People who did not take student loans may still have to pay for those who did. He believes the idea may sound kind, but it is not fair in practice.
Universal basic income probably sounds pretty good to a lot of people struggling without a college degree. And a number of cities have been running pilot programs in guaranteed income. But the West Hollywood program had to be suspended because it was unconstitutional. They set up a program where 25 residents were to get $1,000 for 18 months, but only a few identified as LGBT, the rest of that. Why?
Maher then asks an uncomfortable question for Democrats. He wonders at what point focusing too much on past issues and identity politics starts hurting their chances of winning elections. Because in politics, winning actually matters. A party cannot make changes if it keeps losing power. He says Democrats need to decide whether they will continue focusing heavily on identity-based politics or try to win back working-class voters, especially white working-class voters who have been moving toward Republicans. He also talks about universal basic income, which is an idea he says sounds interesting in theory. It suggests giving everyone a basic amount of money. But in real life, it is very hard to do. It would cost a huge amount, require complex systems, and face strong political resistance. Maher says good ideas are not enough if they cannot actually work in real life.
The left will seriously quash all their loony woke shit, and the right will stop the slide into autocracy. That's really the only card left to play. Because the basic problem we have in America is conservatives think the liberals are insane, and they're not completely wrong.
Maher becomes even more direct here. He says the left has gone too far in his opinion. He believes extreme ideas, constant arguments, and political purity tests have become too common. He thinks these ideas are now very visible in the Democratic Party. According to him, many normal voters are getting worried or uncomfortable when they see this direction. He says people are not reacting out of hate or fear, but because they feel unsure about where things are heading. His solution is very strong. He says the Democratic Party should push away its extreme wing instead of supporting it. He believes only by moving back toward the middle can the party become strong again.
See some ads that are even more submental?
And in 2022, I'm going to blow away the Democrat socialist agenda.
Maher continues his argument by saying that removing extreme ideas is not enough. He says Democrats should also move socialist ideas away from the center of their party. In his view, socialism is very hard to sell to most Americans. It may be popular in online spaces or college areas, but not with the general public. He explains that America is built on free markets, personal success, and limited government. Because of this, socialist ideas, no matter how they are presented, often do not match what most Americans believe. He says people are not easily fooled by new labels or softer words. Even if it is called democratic socialism, many voters still reject it because it does not fit their way of thinking.
The top 10% pay 72% of all federal income taxes, and the bottom half, 3%. The Democratic Socialists talk about socialism like we don't already have a lot. Social Security, unemployment, Medicare, nutritional assistance, Medicaid, Obamacare, disability, housing subsidies. Again, not against it. Just the same question. How can you be soaking the rich and failing the poor so badly?
In the end, Maher's message is clear. He is strongly criticizing the Democratic Party, and AOC is one of his main targets. He talks about several problems, including losing Latino voters, ignoring criticism about woke politics, pushing tax ideas that may push businesses away, supporting student loan cancellation that shifts cost to taxpayers, and promoting socialist ideas in a country built on free markets. He believes all of this is pushing the party too far from normal voters. His advice is simple. Move back to the center, reduce extreme voices, and start connecting again with everyday Americans. He says passion is not enough in politics. Practical thinking is also needed. Without winning elections, a party cannot make any real change. And with that, the video comes to an end. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.